everyone. This is Alicia Jackson, licensed professional counselor. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to hear Two Therapists review Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls. We did have some issues with our streaming, so it is just audio only, but I wanted to definitely provide this powerful and even insightful conversation about so many things that happened, things that were inspired from this series. So definitely stay tuned and listen to Ty Presley and Alicia Jackson review Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girl. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited. I have my sister therapist here with me as we are talking about this show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, Lizzo. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I was caught completely off guard. I didn't expect to have such an experience watching this show. I've had to even kind of deal with my parts, right? Because there's a part of me that feels a little shame for watching reality TV show. You know? And at the same time, I had to tell myself, hey, reality TV show has been a part of your life for pretty much like all of it. Like Real World, that came out when we were like very young. So I had to tell her, hey, listen,
simmer down over here.
This is a part of your life.
Simmer down.
This is not a judgment. You like reality TV show because it's entertaining. Okay.
Yes.
And I just, what stood out for me first was that Lizzo provided a safe space for these women. Even though it was a competition, the way that she gave feedback, it was not, it wasn't a place where it like depleted them.
Yeah.
Right. And she was truly invested in them.
Yeah.
That was like,
I love that. Even when in the beginning, like the first I'm through episode 5. So even in the beginning when they were getting eliminated, some girls got eliminated. She never said anything negative. It was all upbuilding and positive about it was all strength based. And I love that. I love that because there is a way that you can provide feedback for someone without breaking them totally down and making them feel like, what am I doing here on earth? You know, and I feel like she got that, she got that place with them where she was even still able to give them the feedback they need to grow and get to another place in their journey as well. And I love that.
Yeah. She did that. She throughout the show, and even at the end. I know I don't want to give too much away because I know you haven't watched the full. But even at the end, for the people who did not go, she said, "I will still call you if I have auditions again. I'm still going to reach out to you," and even in spaces where they needed critique, you know, and needed area of growth, and even the atmosphere that she's creating for her dancers, period, while she's on tour, and making sure it matches that energy, like their energy matches that, because she wants to have a safe space for herself, right, as an artist on tour, and for the people around her. It's just like,
I love that. And you know what, Alicia, that I love about it is that she didn't hide the fact that some of the stuff that she's still dealing with, they are too. It's like a parallel process that she was going through. There were there was an episode that they did an activity where I think they were doing like sacred body work or dancing or some movement, sacred movement. And she said, I need this today. And she joined right on in. And I love that. Even as a healer myself, I'm sure that you can testify to this, that even as a healer, like there's this saying, healer, heal thyself, right? Meaning that we always are on this parallel journey where if you've never been touched with what you're trying to teach someone else or walk someone else through, what are we doing here? You can't definitely relate, right? You can't relate. You don't understand.
No. You can only go as far as you've been.
Yeah.
And, you know, so for me as a therapist, that was the one thing I said, as in school, I said, okay, I need to enroll in somebody's therapy practice if I'm going to try to get somebody there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but she was definitely in it, and she's like, I haven't. There's times where I I struggle because she said it's hard to be in a world where people don't love you back, and
Yeah.
I said, now you done said some things because I could go on and on about how we don't really understand love, and it's hard for us to really communicate that because of, because of our humanity. It's
Yeah.
limited, right? And so it was awesome to see how she, yes, was created a safe space, but then also went through this with them. Like she said, I got me a new look too when they had their makeovers. Like she said, I got me a new look too. And and imparted wisdom and encouragement to the women as they were getting eliminated.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, it was really it was really powerful for her to be able to recognize the struggle that they were going through in the moment. Like one young lady, I can't, I just said her name, and I can't remember the Asian lady.
Oh, Isabel,
who she had just had some ridicule because she posted. No, someone else posted about her video and body shamed her essentially. And so she was living through that because in her culture, you know, you have to be like a size 0 or 00 to be accepted.
Yeah.
And because she's not even, you know, she's like maybe a size 14, which is in our culture, that's scary, right?
Yeah.
You know, so it's to see her even be able to kind of meet them where they are and recognize the experience that they're going through and pull it out of them, pull them into their journey, pull them into their healing. That was so amazing to me. And I think that anyone that has experienced body shame understands. Like I think it is universal on some level. You were just saying how there was so much cellulite.
Never have I seen that much cellulite on television. Never.
I loved it.
Never. It was beautiful to see, and to see the women own it. They weren't self-conscious about them. Like they knew that their bodies were going to be jiggling, right?
Yes.
While they were dancing. Like that's a reality.
Let me tell you, I did this competition essentially, like a showcase, and I had to like jiggle. I had to wear a swimsuit, and I have jiggly skin, and that was major for me. And so you're right. You think and you start to compare your body against other. Even if you're at home and you think you're amazing, you think that you're the bomb. When you come into a room with other women, now you start to compare your body against their body, and you start to look at yourself and you start to question, am I enough? That's I wore my I am enough shirt. Because that was the number one question that I saw every contestant deal with every episode is, am I enough? Am I enough? And the answer is yes, you are. Yes, you are. And what I loved about this show is that it wasn't just about a body. It wasn't just about a person's body. It was literally looking at them as a whole person and bringing their whole being, their whole essence to the stage and embodying their body. That's what I loved about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You were saying, like, the thing that also stood out for me was the fact that these women, like you said, were going through this process. It was a competition, right? It was competition, and you saw them working through their stuff, right? And working through their doubt. And even though, it took a level of courage and bravery to try out for this thing, but then also to like push through, right? Push through. Even I can't remember her name. She was younger. She was the older, shorter, and Liza was really concerned about her stamina and her ability to get through, but she just kept pushing herself. She said, "I know it might be too late for me in some people's eyes, but I'm still going to do this for me. I'm still going to to do this. And even the trans girl, like, I'm still going to do this. I may
That
not
is
be,
awesome.
the best, but she's like, where she shined was those tricks and the splits. And gymnast. But it was also interesting too to see some of them get in their heads. Some of them get in their heads a little bit,
Yes.
and they were like almost sabotaging themselves. It was the young lady who she was a cheerleader.
Sydney.
Sydney.
Oh my goodness.
I just wanted to hug her.
I did too. Oh my God, Alicia. Yes.
I'm like, okay, Sydney, you can do this. You are doing this. You're here. Come on.
But as Lizzo said, that is one of the blessings and the curses of being a perfectionist. Is it pushes you to be your best, but it also creates sabotage. It creates that feeling of I'm not enough, and what if. That fear, you start to live in fear. And so that was just an interesting journey to see her walk through in the beginning. But I loved seeing her get more comfortable and start to come out of that as she started to build her confidence, as, she started to grow, and even she got awarded. I think she got the Juice Award one day.
Yeah.
That was amazing to me. I loved it for her.
Yes. So, it's interesting, the perfectionist, because it's, as we create that goal, it's not attainable. It's not attainable. And you saw the girls like just trying to push and push and push. And we saw one girl who I feel like definitely would have made it on tour, but something else was getting in the way. I think it was maybe jealousy.
Oh my God!
Other things. I'm curious to know how you feel about Jasmine.
There's always one, right? There is always one. And I spotted her like the first episode. I was like, she's gonna be the problem. She is going to be the problem, Alicia. It was just something in the eyes, because it's interesting because. In order to like fully be yourself, in order to fully function and to flourish as yourself, you got to just focus on yourself, literally. And when you begin to take your eyes off yourself and put it on other people, there's this scripture that I love, and it says that those that compare themselves to themselves are not wise. Meaning, if you're in a group and you have people around you, if you're comparing yourself, it's foolish, because everybody has their own journey. Everybody's working on something different, right? So I saw that. I saw the jealousy, the envy. But what was really interesting to me is that her defense mechanisms were up, and she started to speak negatively about people in order to protect herself. But you saw one girl spotted it. She knew that she was projecting, and she called it right on out.
Oh, Ariana.
Yeah, Ariana.
Like, you're intimidated. Oh, you think I'm intimidating? That's because you're intimidated by me. Oh, yeah. Okay. And I said, now look at this self-aware, insightful young lady. Yeah,
okay. But it's really scary though, because if you notice that her desire to be accepted by others and to be, it led her to kind of just, to kind of brown nose a little bit. She was brown nosing, giving people compliments, and talking up and being really on. So that's, to me, it's really scary, because in certain circles you can really be taken advantage of. If you're not really secure in yourself, people can spot that.
Absolutely.
Your desperation. They call it thirst, right? In our community, they call it thirst. They can spot that, and they take advantage of it, and they begin to manipulate that. And you fall for it because you so want to be accepted, and you so want to be the it girl. And to me, that's really scary for me. For her, I have like this fear for her. I have a fear for all of them. I'm like a mama now. I'm a stage mom. I'm becoming a stage mom. Like, baby, come here. Let me talk to you.
Like, come here. Now, you don't need to worry about these young girls, because literally, Jasmine has it in the bag. Like, talent-wise, she's got it. You don't need to flirt with the photographer or the stylist. You don't need to, love up on Lizzo extra. You don't need to do that. Yeah. You can just be yourself. Jasmine had it. And so it was heartbreaking to see, like you said, her be in this place where she's now pitting herself against the
Yeah.
other young ladies and trying to teach them how to dance and be a little snippy, and they caught some of it like, what's happening
Like,
here?
what is all? Bring that all the way back. Yeah.
Like, I know she, but even how they gave her critique though
It was lovely.
was was a place. It wasn't a place that was nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And they even some of them had to monitor themselves. They like, okay, let me take 2 beats before I tell her like this isn't okay. What your behavior is. I think maybe how you were teaching the class, like, was just coming off a bit, strong. When the ladies break off, just let them do their thing. And she was taking it in, but like you said, and closer to when she was getting voted off, she was definitely feeling dejected and like she was feeling I don't like none of the girls like me,
Yeah.
Lizzo was like, how many girls do you have problems with?
Oh wait, so
few.
you might be an episode a few ahead of me. So I didn't see that part, but it's really interesting. Now tell me more.
Yes. Okay, so yes, it comes out that, but Lizzo says she already knew because she's watching. They have people, and that she had issues with pretty much the whole cast.
Yeah.
And so when she was dismissed, what was awesome was SZA was there. SZA was there that episode, and SZA said, "You know what, sis? Don't worry about it because I used to be that girl, and you can do the work and take care of yourself. So just know that, like, I used to be that girl." And I was like, just even that.
Yeah, that's so good.
Was really great for her to hear. And she ended it saying, like, I'm gonna go to see a therapist. I said,
well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. And you can work on loving you without diminishing other people.
Absolutely you can, because I noticed with her that she was so focused on other people that she couldn't enjoy the moment that she was in. Like, even when they were all together and they were just kind of vibing at the end of the day, she was crying. Remember that episode that she just kind of broke down? They were celebrating one girl, and then she just broke down in tears and was crying because she was still focused on a comment that was made to her like maybe 30 minutes prior in the episode. Of course, edited, but you can't, like, when you're so fixated on yourself and perfectionism and how people perceive you, you just can't enjoy the moment. And so it's always important to make sure that you can kind of pull yourself out of those spots and just build your awareness to it, right?
Yeah, because I mean, there is this like sense of like hypervigilance that comes with perfectionism, right? Like, you're like, well, did I make, and you're always like in edit mode, right? And no sentence is perfect. You're always in backspace. You're always in the backspace button, right?
Absolutely.
Like, nope, no, that's not it. And just imagine, because she's a mother, just think if she gets that it has to be done differently, and that's okay. And that's okay.
That's so good. I didn't see that episode. I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was so excited. People have said to you that have caused you to feel anything negative about your body, and then embracing it, and confidence, the confidence that you saw that like just oozed out of these women.
That's so good.
After going through that class and just embracing their sexuality, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was so beautiful.
It was so amazing. I think that movement is so powerful of a tool for healing. And you're right, because it literally, because, we take up space in our body, right? Our body houses our soul and our spirit. And so it's really important. It's an important tool, right? And sometimes that tool can be used against us, people that have experienced sexual trauma, for example. And movement is a mechanism that helps us to feel empowered to take back control of our body, not just mentally, but physically take control, and to be able to move in a way that is empowering and doesn't bring that shame, and helps us to release it. That was a really amazing to see, for other people to experience that. It was amazing.
And liberating. We're getting to a space where, of course, embracing your sexuality and being more open to your sexuality is okay. We saw Ariana. We both talked about how much we love her.
I love her.
Yes. Where she was, she's a little bit younger, and it seemed like she's also grown up in a modest, household and community, so embracing her sexuality and not concentrating on the 5, 6, 7, 8, like she was
just
to
moving,
bring life into the movement. It was such a journey to see her glow through that. It was, whew,
and Isabel too, because when she first got started, she had the opinions of her culture in her mind as well. And so, like, I think at the end of it, she said, man, forget everything that they said. I own my body. I get to create my own rules. It's my body, my choice. I love her transformation as well. It is so liberating, and it's so powerful when you can take back control and not focus. Like, I think Lizzo said it perfectly. Like, I want your opinion, your voice about your body and about yourself to be the loudest thing in your head. And I think that is so important, that we we turn the volume down on other people's voices and turn our volume up about what we think, because that's the most important thing for us. Yeah, their opinions may matter for them, but my opinion of me, your opinion of you matters the most to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And how we get there, where we diminish other people's words, right? And society's thoughts about what our bodies are supposed to look like. How do we get there? How do we get to that place where we are what we feel and what we think is the loudest in our mind?
Yeah. I think that it comes with slowing down. Like, if you notice, like, a lot of a lot of the work that they were doing were just mindfulness practices. Like they did a lot of yoga, a lot of mindfulness, because we go so fast. We're always moving. We don't take time to think about what we're thinking. And it's in the experience, like every experience that we have creates these thoughts, right? That we now live in and move in. And if we slow down enough, we can become aware, mindful about those thoughts that are going in that we may believe. And when you slow down enough, you can say, wait a minute, is this my, or is it my mama's thought? Is it that little boy in the 5th grade that was in the playground that said this mean word to me? Like, whose thought is this? And if you slow down and you identify, oh, that boy's thought, you could make another choice. You can say, okay, wait a minute. I don't want that thought to rule my life right now. It doesn't work for me in this. And with what do you think is? And sometimes that requires out what is it.
And sometimes it is could be a little, you know, skewed view of ourselves because of, you know, relying on external validation, right? So we have like sometimes we kind of like a skewed view, or maybe other people had a skewed view of themselves and then projected that to us, right? And so now we're like, how do I don't know. A therapist to get an accurate view.
Yeah.
Get an accurate view of yourself.
And you identify, like, if that's your predominant thought, how does that feel in your body? When you think that thought, what sensations come up for you? Good? Does it feel, and if it doesn't feel good, that is the alert. Remember I said your feelings guide? And then that's the work. That's the work that we always talk about. That you got to then sit down and say, wait a minute, I'm there. And you begin to replace it. You begin to heal yourself from those thoughts, some toxic thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was, oh my goodness, it was amazing to see the girls go through that. I mean, I was like, where is this young lady?
Yeah.
Yes. So awesome. And it really helped. Again, it created this space. It's space for them to explore themselves and be able to where they were comfortable with themselves, right? But there's levels, you know.
Absolutely.
I tell people accept
Absolutely.
it's like a staircase.
Absolutely.
It's a staircase.
Like, what can I accept today? Like, which a little bit more to accepting, or commit a little bit more to letting go. I'll give you credit.
Like yes. I'm gonna give you credit too for the feelings that you're guiding. I'm like, I was like, oh, that's good. And then where do you that such a awesome for with them, okay, way about yourself. How does that feel? I know you hear this all the time because I hear it all the time. such and such. Is that bad?
You tell me. I don't know. I'm not you.
I said, how do you feel about it? I said, there's a party that's questioning. So let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy
Mm-hmm.
to say, you feel this way about you, that you're
need to be like that is, we are instinctive beings. That's how we were made to survive. We were made to really know what's good. I think tuning into that is important. That's just a life. That's just in life in general, a good skill to have and develop.
Absolutely. Because oftentimes what our bodies are carrying are just like jars of pain, and we're not addressing. And so where that thought came from, whether it was something we experienced and so we told ourselves that, or someone told us that it hits and it clings and our bodies hold it. Mm-hmm. And when we say it, it lights up. It lights up wherever it shows, and it's like, oh, I feel that in my chest. Oh, I feel that. Oh, I feel that in my head. And we wonder sometimes why we have so many headaches, or why we have so much tension in our shoulders, and because our bodies are carrying all of those messages that we receive.
Absolutely.
From the world.
Absolutely.
So it was this was just an experience. I did not expect to have this experience watching this show. I was just like, it's good to see.
Yeah.
And wow. It's for 15, 16, 11, 12 to see this.
Yeah.
To see this and feel like I'm okay.
Yeah. You know something, Alicia? Before I started, I said, I'm doing this talk with my therapist friend on Saturday. I said, I'm watching this show, and I checked in with one of actually a family member, and she had a total opposite reaction to watching it. She thought it was disgusting. Like, why are they showing all of that on TV? Like, why would they put themselves out there? And I think that let's just kind of acknowledge that some people may watch the same episodes that we saw, and their response may be totally different, and that's okay too. But what I would say to someone is that if your experience may be different from ours, lean into it. And I always say, get curious about it too. Get really curious about it and ask yourself what that's about for you. That it makes you feel uncomfortable that they're showing all of that on TV. That they're comfortable and they're going on the show. Like, ask yourself what's uncomfortable about it for you. I think there's a lesson in that for yourself too.
Yes, I'm so grateful that you brought that to light and spoke to it. Because yes, sometimes freedom can feel like, ooh, now wait a second. Now these women just no, I would never. I would never. Even in my personal journey with accepting my body, still getting there. It took somebody to really to tell me, like, hey, like, you're under the guise that things have to be restricted and in a nice neat bow and a neat package, and it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. Body shape every time. If it just jiggle, it jiggle, right?
That's the level I am on. If it jiggles, it jiggles.
You don't have to have a waist trainer. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have 5 girdles on that can be able to eat, a shrimp. You know, like you can embrace yourself, and it's a journey at a place where it's like, I cannot believe that these women had the audacity to do this. That is okay.
Yeah.
That's absolutely okay. And that's absolutely okay because, you know, like you said, we're levels and it's something to guide you. So like, what? Yeah, what is it? From my upbringing, that was like, now they just
they done ran out.
They gonna show all of it. They're not just gonna show some of it. They're not gonna cover like half of it. They just gonna show all of it.
Yeah.
Oh. You know, so and then saying what I said in my head was, why not? Everybody else do. You know, people of smaller size, you feel because you're a certain. Why not you? Why not you? As long as you're okay with it. And so I not everybody's going to be coming to this space of, oh my goodness, cellulite on TV. Some people even having the thought of, okay, now all this fat positive, what about these and their health and taking care, like is there a limit, like you know, and so I think there's also that thought that's out there as well, and you know, with body positivity, because I've seen it like, okay, I get it, body positivity, fat positive, I understand, but you know, people can't get to a place where things are completely out of control and not managing their health, and there's their belief out there too as well. So some of that could be, you know, activating for them watching that, like, I have a daughter, you know, you know, someone may say, I have a daughter who's you know, overweight, and I don't want her to see this and think it's okay, and you know, so having that internal struggle, you know, that's definitely.
And asking yourself, what does health look like? What does health look like? Because, and you know, we talked about this earlier, like the health at every size, in regards to, you can be a smaller body and be very unhealthy. Internal health, you can be very unhealthy. You can be dying of high blood pressure and diabetes at a smaller body. So what does health look like? And I think that is a personal question, and also a question that you can ask with your doctor. And knowing also that some medical doctors don't understand what health is either. Just something to think about.
They're practicing medicine.
They're practicing. So it's something to think about. It's something to think about, asking yourself, what does health look like for me? What would that look like? And I think that's a good question that you can ask yourself.
And absolutely. And then in the back of my mind, I'm hearing, oh, don't forget to mention social media. So it's such a challenge, right? It's such a challenge. And I had a conversation with a colleague about this, and I think the best way, and I call her Annabelle. Her name is Annie, but I call her Annabelle. She said it, where you have to fix your feed sometimes. You have to fix your feed.
Absolutely.
You have to fix what comes in. She said there's so many people, there's so many fat positive models, fitness people that you can follow as a way, what you're taking in, and as a method, right? As teenagers, when I was younger, we didn't have Instagram. It's not like grandmother. We didn't have Instagram. Teen magazine.
Yes.
And
that's all we had.
We weren't in there. We were definitely not in teen magazine.
Absolutely.
And so now with filters and all like messages as we're making that shift and like unskewing our view, we can also take in
I found that the adults needed to, the moms and the dads, is that we need to learn how to think critically, how to think critically about the media that we're taking in, the messages that we're taking in, and don't just take it at face value. Like you're scrolling social media and you see an image of this perfect body and you see a caption about living the best life and getting the best people and, all that stuff. You listen to these songs, like I listen to the lyrics nowadays, Alicia. I'm like, what? Like there's this one song, Alicia, that I listen to. I think it's like Chris, what's his name? Chris Breezy. And it's talking about you got new, like talking about this lady that got body work done and now she's a 10, which would insinuate that if you don't have body work done, then you're not a 10. And that you're not worthy of my time. So those types of messages, we have to learn how to sift through and think critically about, because they are influencing you to believe certain things about your own body. Your daughters, your sons even are being influenced by the songs. Like think about the people that think that, a small waist and big hips and a big butt are the it body type. There's a body hierarchy that we have, right? And if you're not at the top of that body hierarchy, you're not as wanted or desirable. Where did that come from? The media.
Yeah.
It comes from history.
It came from hip hop videos.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
And so that is why it's important to ask when we're taking in and consuming media, what is the goal here of this song, of this movie, of this video? Why did they choose this particular person? Why did they choose this person to have this kind of hair, this kind of body shape? Why did they put these words in this song? Like, what are you trying to get me to believe? They spend so much money on media because they are trying to influence your thought life. Pay attention. Pay attention and think critically.
Yes, absolutely. There's no shame, right? There's no shame in whether someone decides to alter their body or whether they choose not to. I understand both. I understand both.
Business. Mm-hmm.
I understand. Yeah, I understand both. I feel for both. I feel for the girls who are very very petite and thin and don't have a lot of curves, and seeing girls inject their bodies or get implants and all of that, and like, how? What does that mean for me? Like, what does that mean for me? Or I see the girl you were talking about that doesn't have the ideal, hourglass figure that, this just doesn't. So what does that mean for me then?
Yeah.
What does that mean for me?
Mm-hmm.
And really getting to a place where they say, and that's where I was going to go. I saw this T-shirt and I was like, I need them to finish it because it said, I'm not for everybody. And I was like, I needed to say, I'm not for everybody, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
And that's okay.
That's
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's okay, because I see my worth, right? I see my worth, and I have confidence and faith enough in myself to know that other people will. And if everybody won't, that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It is okay.
It's okay.
Turning up the volume on your own beliefs and thoughts about yourself and turning the volume down on everyone else's. It is okay for everyone to have their personal opinions, their personal preferences. It's okay for them to celebrate their body, any body type. It's okay for them to celebrate it. And that doesn't mean that your body type is wrong, bad, not enough. It just means that everyone's different, and it is okay.
Everyone's different, and it's okay. I think that's a wonderful note. Wonderful note to end on. I'm hoping that, if people do have a clutch my pearls moment while watching this, or even, like you said, leaning into that curiosity, just to get to a place of, what is it? What is it about it? Because I definitely, when Lizzo first came out, I loved her music. But sometimes I was like, whoa, again, that part of me, like, you, all of it. You're just going to show
all that.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just going to show all that. Yeah.
Okay. And it went to what you were saying for how your journey of, like, okay, I'm just going to look at myself in the mirror. I'm just going to look at myself, and
it's therapeutic.
And I'm going to take it in.
It is therapeutic.
I'm going to take it in. I'm going to take it in, and I'm going to walk up those stairs, right? Walk up those stairs of acceptance of okay, what can I accept? I love that. What can I accept today about my body? What can I accept today? So I think that's an awesome question to ask, listeners to ask themselves. What can I accept about my body today?
Yeah.
What can I accept today and feel that, hey, this is me. This is me, and I'm enough.
Yeah, I love that.
Ty, we're gonna have to do this again. I told you.
I love it. I love girl talk. So anytime.
I'm gonna have, yes, and I know you told me you got a birthday coming, so definitely early happy birthday to
Thank you.
Celebrate it, and all the beautiful work that you are doing. Bravo. And nobody's told you that you're doing amazing work. You are doing amazing work. Amazing work. And so definitely have you back again. Please tell people where to find you, where to connect with you.
Yes. So if you want, I call it Bodacious Body Vibes, okay? Because how dare you have the audacity to boldly embrace your body. So I call it Bodacious Body Love, and you can find me on Instagram or Facebook or Instagram at Bodacious Body Love. Or if you want to do some therapy, Taisha, it's at Rehabilitate Your Life.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ty, for coming. And we, again, going to have to do this again.
Yeah.
So, you pick the topic next time.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
There we go. But I had to. I nudged my husband. I said, I got to do stuff. I want to talk about this.
This is a good one.
I said, I got it.
Yeah.
I know Ty. I was like, I know Ty's gonna want to talk about this. This is so great. So thank you so much. Please, for everybody who is watching, definitely take a look. Get curious. If it's too much for you, that's okay. But get curious about why it is, and ask yourself, what can I accept about my body today? No matter where we are on the body spectrum,
absolutely,
we all look at ourselves with our inner critic in our mind saying, you gonna wear that? Well, then you're gonna have to do this if you're gonna wear that, right? And so what can you accept? What can you accept about your body today?
So good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alicia. Nice talking to you.